Hey there, it's Sarah. Welcome back to 12 Minute Fit, where every workout is only 12 minutes long, making them perfect for your busiest days, or if you're restarting your fitness journey and looking to remind your body how good it feels to move, give yourself 12 minutes of mindful movement every day, and you'll be on your way to improving your overall fitness. Today's exercises are going to focus on the core, and we're going to do that down on the floor. So you do need a comfortable space that you can lay down to finish the workout, and we're going to start on hands and knees. So if you have a mat today and your knees want some added padding, go ahead and fold your mat in half or even into thirds and give a little extra cushion to those knees while you're on all fours, because that's where we're going to start. Each exercise will be for 40 seconds today. We get one brief 20-second break to roll onto our backs after we do our first few moves. So let's make our way to all fours today, and let's start to activate that core. Bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and we're just going to round and arch our back for a few cat-cows. So we're going to round the back, pushing through the palms, and then we're going to arch the back. So we bring the tailbone in, and then we lift that tailbone up as we lift the chest. We draw the belly button up and in towards the spine. We're going to separate the shoulder blades as we round, and we're going to pull them together as we arch. Just move through that spine, round and arch. Belly button is going to start to stay up towards that back as we work. Because at the bell, we're going to keep a neutral spine with that belly button up tight in 3 seconds. And we're going to push through the palms with our toes tucked and just lift the knees an inch or two off the mat, hold for a second, and then set them back down. And we're just going to do that for 40 seconds, lifting the knees for a few seconds, and then setting them back down when you're ready. Draw that belly button towards the spine, push through those palms, try to keep that back long and straight. At the bell in 15 seconds, we're going to keep those knees down, and we're just going to walk our hands forward and back, coming into a kneeling plank. Keeping that belly button really tight to the spine. We're going to start to walk those hands forward and back. As you walk the hands forward, try to bring those hips down and then lift them back over those knees. And you can alternate which hand is stepping forward first. Staying strong through those shoulders, really push through the palms, and you choose the speed here. You can walk back and forth fast. You can take your time and hold that kneeling plank for just a second, tucking those hips down, engaging the glutes. When you hear the bell, we're going to hold this kneeling plank with our hands forward. And we're going to start to lift one knee off the mat or the floor, and then the other knee. As you lift, try to keep those hips square, those shoulders strong. That belly button really tight towards the spine. Really push through the palms. Check in with those hips. Make sure they're staying level. We're not twisting. Those hips are tucked under in line with the shoulders. About 8 more seconds, and then we're going back to all fours. And we're going to pick one arm and the opposite leg. And we're going to extend them out. So we're going to tap one hand forward, the other leg back. And we're going to lift them off the floor and then tap them back down. Lift them up, tap them down. Try to bring the bicep up in line with the ear, the heel in line with the hip, without twisting the hip or the shoulders. Keep that belly button really tight to the spine. Stay active through the arm that's not moving. Push that palm into the floor. Keep that shoulder away from the ear. 5 more seconds, and then we'll set ourselves up on the other side. The leg that's extended, bend that knee under the hip, walk that opposite hand under the shoulder, extend arm and leg out, then lift and lower. Bringing that bicep up as close to the ear as you can get it. Keeping that shoulder blade reaching towards the back ribs as you lift and lower. Engage the glute to help lift that heel up in line with the hip. Try to keep the arm and leg straight, the spine long and straight. and that belly button really tight towards that spine. We're going to roll over onto our back when we hear the bell. Laying on your backs, hands will be down by the sides, head and shoulders will stay down on the mat. We're going to pick our knees up over our hips and then just tap our toes back down on the floor. Press your low back down. Keep that belly button pressing down towards that back. And then we're going to lift and lower. So 90-degree bend in the knees. And we're going to pick those knees up right over the hips. And then we're going to tap those toes back down without letting that low back lift off the mat. We just pick the knees up and tap those toes back down. When you hear the bell, we're going to bring the feet down and the fingertips up by the side of the face. We're taking it to crunches when we hear this bell. Keep that belly button pulled down tight, fingertips up by the side of the face, crunch up, reach in towards the knees, lower the head and shoulders back down. As you crunch, tuck that chin down towards your chest. Lift your shoulder blades off the mat or the floor and slide those bottom ribs over towards the top of your hip bones. Really crunch that core. Up and down. Exhale as you crunch up. Inhale as you lower down. We're going to hold our crunch when we hear the bell. And we're going to take one hand towards the heel and then switch and take the other hand towards the heel. So you're going to reach that pinky over towards your foot, keeping the chin towards the chest and those shoulder blades as high off the floor as you can get them. We're just going from one side to the other, pressing that low back down, engaging that core. Imagine somebody standing right on top of your belly and you're holding them up with that strong belly brace. When you hear the bell, bring your head and shoulders down and pick those knees back up over the hips. We're going to bring both hands to one leg. That's what I'm trying to say. And we're going to take the other leg and we're just going to extend it out and bring it back in. So we're going to push those hands into our leg that's not moving. We're going to pull that knee into the hands. We're going to press the low back down and we're just extending that opposite leg out and in. The heel going towards the floor without letting that low back lift off the mat. Keeping that big belly brace like somebody's still standing on top of you. Anchor those head and shoulders down and switch sides. Press into the leg, pull the leg into the hands. Opposite leg extends and bends back in. So we're going to use this tension on that leg that's not moving to really activate the core even more. As we take our leg out and in, we keep that tension. We keep pulling that leg into the hands. We keep pressing the hands into the leg. We keep pressing that low back down. When you hear the bell, we're going to try both legs, take them out and bend them back in. And as the legs extend out, we're going to take the arms overhead. So when you hear that bell, right here, both arms, both legs, extend out and then come back in. We're not going to crunch it in. We're going to keep the head and shoulders down. We're going to keep that low back pressing down towards the mat. Keep breathing. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you come back in. At the bell, we're going to take our arms out to the sides for some oblique knee drops. Keep that low back pressing down. Maybe don't open the body so far. Arms out, knees stay bent. We're going to drop the knees in one direction and then come back over the hips. So pick a side and drop those knees to that same side, keeping the opposite shoulder pressing down. You can bring the hip up as those knees drop, and then press it back down as you bring those knees back over the center. Anchor both shoulders down and let the side of the core control those legs. Maybe challenge the range and see if you can go a little further with each one. When you hear the bell, we're switching sides. Other way, drop and lift. Press those shoulder blades down. Keep that core tight. We're going to set ourselves up with one hand back to one knee, or both hands to the knee when we hear the bell. Taking those hands back to one leg. The opposite knee is going to go out to the side and then back in. Now your challenge here is to keep both hip bones and both shoulders down. As you press into that leg, pull the leg into the hands and just drop that one knee over to the side and back in. Keep that low back pressing down. Don't let the shoulders lift. Slow it down if you need to. Try not to throw yourself off balance. And we're going to switch legs when we hear that bell. Here we go. Other side. Knee goes out and then back in. You might need a few reps to get a feel for it on this side. Try not to let those hips come up. Mine's trying to just a little bit. Really press it down. Pull that knee into the hands. Push those hands into the leg. Don't worry, these hip flexors are going to get a little break at the bell. We're going to bring the feet down and we're going to lift those hips up into a bridge. Keeping the head and shoulders down. Don't let those hips come off the mat. Lots of work for those lower abs. All right, let's release those hip flexors. Lift your hips up and then lower them back down. We're going to roll through the spine one vertebrae at a time, driving those hip bones up towards the ceiling, pressing through the feet, knees reaching towards the center. Really push into those shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes, hollow the belly. Keep that belly button down towards the spine. Push through those feet. Keep those glutes engaged. We're going halfway down and then back up. Just halfway down and back up. Should feel good. As a release for those hip flexors, engage those glutes. Press those shoulder blades down. Lift those hips as high as you can and then just come halfway out of it. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. That's it. Roll those hips down. Hug those knees in. And you gave yourself 12 minutes for a stronger core today. If you've got 12 more minutes in your day, hit play on another video. We've got a little bit of everything here at 12 Minute Fit. So I'm sure you can find something to help your body move for 12 minutes every day. Don't forget to subscribe, to like my videos, come back to them. I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.